Today's Friday, February 16th, and although the stock market will start trading in a little over 3 hours from now, this is a chart review on a position I took involving shorting the S&P 500. Essentially, I'm bearish on the S&P 500 heading into early next week. So to just participate on this potential move to the downside, I shorted the E-mini S&P 500 futures. The ticker symbol is /MES. And as of the time of this recording, the spot price for the S&P 500 is 5,057. And since the futures market started trading last night at 6 p.m. Eastern, it's currently up 10 handles. So this is the 7-day look back. And just going back earlier this week, the S&P 500 hit a high of 5,066 and a half. So this orange dotted line is just a marker as to what that high price is relative to the overall 7-day price action. And since hitting this high, price faded all the way down and hitting a low of 4,936. So these levels, these blue horizontal lines, are just visual markers from my perspective for reasonable support and resistance. And since hitting this low or support level, price bounced, and there was some consolidation around this price area. So I thought the reasonable support resistance level was 4,992, as price was just weaving in and out of it, ultimately breaking back above it and staying above it with continuation to the point that price broke above the upper support resistance level, sitting at 5,045. And considering that price is on its way to retesting the high of the week, I'm anticipating that price may start fading back to the downside and retesting this support level here at 5,045. So just to help me navigate through this was using the low or where this bounce occurred as an anchor point. I overlaid this Fibonacci fan. And we can see here that as price was trending to the upside, these two blue fans were at some point acting as support and resistance. And then when price broke above that and fell below this middle blue line, price came back down and found support at this bottom red line here. And since this uptrend, price is respecting this red support level. However, if the high is right here, continues to hold, or let's just assume that this is going to hold as a strong resistance level, there's a crossover occurring right here, meaning that either price will continue respecting the support level and punch up higher, or this resistance level will hold true and push price breaking this uptrend and price below this red line for that potential retest of 5,045. So I am anticipating some sort of activity that will determine which leg the next leg will be, either to the upside or to the downside, possibly heading into today's trading, maybe around the afternoon session, considering that this is not a time-based chart. So it's really difficult to say as to when this crossover will occur or this move to upside or downside will occur. However, I thought I would just participate on that potential move to the downside. So I am bearish for the S&P 500 heading into today's afternoon session. So with that, a little while ago, I entered a short position using option contracts that will be expiring next Tuesday, February 20th. And the strike price I selected relative to the spot price, its current spot price, is 5,030, which is slightly below this local support level of 5,045. And as a buyer of option contracts and bearish, I'm on the put side, and that's what the P stands for. So essentially what this contract is saying is that on or before the close of this Tuesday's trading session, I'm anticipating the futures, S&P 500 futures, will be at or below 5,030 points. And when I entered this trade, the S&P 500 futures was quoted at 5,057. So that's my general thesis for this bearish outlook. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to the option chart specific to my contracts. So contrary to the chart earlier, this really doesn't show much, but right here by the ticker, this is involving the mini S&P 500 futures with the expiration date of Tuesday for the fourth week of the month, which is February 20th. And the strike price here is 5,030, and it's on the put side. And as of the time of this recording, the option premium, or the value of the option contract, is quoted at $9.45. So what I'll do is I'll open up Active Trader, and right here where the two yellow arrowheads are, it's pegged to $9.45. So this is the premium of my entry, and which is essentially the zero line on the profit and loss ledger side of Active Trader. And right back here by the ticker, it says net position plus 5. So I'm holding 5 contracts, and because this is the minis, this is representing 1/5 of the full size contract. So it's the option premium, $9.45 times 5. So one option contract is actually valued at $47.25 per contract times the number of contracts, and that equates to $236. So for example, if the trade goes against me and I take no action in closing this trade out, if the option premium continues dropping to the point where it goes to 0, max loss is pegged to $236.25. So that's the capital I'm risking for this potential move to the downside. That may occur sometime today or sometime between today and this Tuesday's trading session. Now, if I'm risking 236, ideally I'd like to close this out at a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So that would be approximately around $757, or let's just say $800. And if I close the trade out with the option premium of $41.50, then that would equate to a little over $800 take profit, net profit for this option trade. So that's the current status and general thesis for my bearish outlook. So for the purpose of time, I will pause it here. I'll do most likely a status check. If not this afternoon, then I'll do one end of day when the futures market is suspended for the weekend at 5 p.m. Eastern. So this is an end of day review. The stock market's been closed for a little over 6 hours now. So you can see here that S&P 500 futures ended today's trading session at 5,014.5. Overall, the futures was down 32 handles. So from the last update, price was at the open and was rejected. And then what happened here is interesting because now it looks like there's another support level, which is sitting approximately right here. So after the market opened, there was a sell-off, but then heading into mid-morning trading, the market rallied so much so that price broke above the 5,045 resistance level twice. And then heading into power hour, the last hour of the trading session for the equities market, there was a sell-off, a major sell-off, and pulled back right here. So so far so good. But interesting that well, you know what, this makes sense. I should have picked up on this because there's multiple touch points at this 5,015 price level. So we have touch point here, and then we have these two. So if price does break below 5,015, then I think that would bode well for this bearish outlook. I think price would then just blow right past this support level here at 49.92. So with all things said, switching over to the option chart. So you can see here the option chart, the premium is now quoted at $22. It's gained about 5 points since this morning. And right now, the premium is pegged at $22, and that's at $313.75 in net profit. So if I scroll down, here's my entry price at $9.45 premium for the zero line. So far so good. I'll update again, most likely, if not Sunday evening when the futures market starts trading. I'll pick it up when something more significant does occur. So a quick status check. Today's Monday, February 19th, and with about 45 minutes remaining before the calendar turns to Tuesday, February 20th, S&P 500 futures is now quoted at 5,006 1/4. So during tonight's opening session on the futures market, price fell below the $5,015 support level to its current candlestick right here, which is starting to turn green. So we might see some sort of a retest of that 515 during the overnight session. So switching over to the trade tab, the P&L is reflecting a positive balance of $457. When the futures market opened, there was a stronger drop before this bit of a rally, and the P&L was up a little over $500, so it's lost about $50. And the option premium is quoted at $27.50. And importantly, the contracts are designated ITM, or in the money, as the spot price is lower than my strike price of $5,030. So that is the current status. I will pause it here. I'll pick it up in a few hours heading into the stock market open. And until that update, more to follow. So the stock market will be opening in 15 seconds. So I thought I'd get a little bit of a head start. So right now the S&P 500 is pushing 5,000. The stock market bell will sound off in 3 seconds. So now the market is open. Hopefully we'll see a continuation to the downside. Price breaks below 49.92. And switching over to the trade tab, the position is now just fell under $500. But I am looking to see if I can close this out sometime this morning. If price falls below 49.92, I'd like to see if I could close that around 49.80 or 49.70. Otherwise, price may try come up, retest 5,015, or may continue ranging sideways. So I'll go ahead and pause it here, but at the same time, what I'll do is I'll place an order just to gauge price action. So I'll switch over to the option chart specific to my trade. So this is the option chart specific to my trade as shown by the ticker. This is involving expiration date for Tuesday with the 5,030 strike price. And right now the premium is quoted at 14.25. It's on the put side. So if I open up Active Trader, right here, right by the ticker, it says net position +5. So this is the exact chart for my option trade. So what I'm going to see is if I can close this out. I'm going to see if I can close out the 5 contracts at, let me see, let's say 870, which would put the option premium at $44.25. And this is a net profit of $870. So I'm going to go ahead and place that order here. So there's my order sitting. So I'll switch back to the S&P 500 chart. So right here's my order. It's sitting at around 49.74-ish. So that's very bearish. Again, it's still early in the day. Hopefully we'll see a push to the downside heading into the afternoon session, and this order gets filled. So I'll go ahead and pause it again, and I'll pick it up in a few hours. So a quick update, price has fallen below the 49.92 support level, and price is approaching my limit order to close out those option trades. So I'll just sit tight for a little bit, and hopefully we could capture. There, I am out of the trade. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to the option chart. So this is the option chart. Net position is 0. I am out of this trade. So I'll toggle back to the trade tab. So right down here, the details, I have a 0 position. I am no longer carrying anything involving this trade. So this was another $870 take profit for that short position for these 5,030 strike prices. So I was fortunate enough to capture the move prior to its breakdown. So I'll switch back to the chart. So it looks like price is wanting to get back above the 49.92 support resistance level. So I did pick at this moment the right strike price to get wicked out just by this thin line before price ran right back up. Again, it's still early. I'm still anticipating that price is going to get rejected and come back down even lower. So what I'll do is I'll provide the breakdown of this option trade of the S&P 500. And until the next setup, I'll see you.